Good evening. Welcome to yoga. My name is Danielle. We're going to be working hips tonight, so really nice, kind of well-rounded class. You might need props. I always have 2 blocks in a yoga strap whenever I practice. Not really sure if I'll cue to them specifically tonight, but if you have them handy and you like to practice with them too, have them handy. And let's go ahead and get started. Lying down on the back. And you're going to bend your knees, bring your feet flat, and then walk your feet wide to the edge of your mat. Press your knees in towards each other. And you can rest your hands wherever they're comfortable. And I really like to rest my hands to my belly, right below my belly button. This way you can kind of connect with breath. Just notice how you're breathing tonight. If your breath is coming in a bit short or ragged, start to slow it down. And then begin to deepen your breath. Take a slow, steady inhale through your nose. Fill your lungs with air. And then open up your mouth, sigh all of your air out. And do another like that. Inhale, fill up to the top. Exhale, side out. And seal your lips. Begin to inhale through the nose and out of the nose. And work on finding a rhythm to your breath that you can maintain for the rest of our class. Keep the slow and the steady inhales. Use the exhales to empty out entirely. Soften your muscles, the hinge of your jaw, and scan your body from head to toe. If you notice any areas that feel tight, tense, or sore, just be mindful of those areas as we begin to move in practice. Now start to move your knees back and forth like they're windshield wipers. And you want to kind of go low and slow with the movement here. Use the movement to kind of check in with how your hips and low back are doing this evening, because every day is different just depending on what you did the day before. Good. And then from here, you'll just walk the feet back into about hip-width distance apart. And you're going to put the right ankle on top of the left knee. And just pause here. Notice how your right hip does with this pose. And if you're already getting a pretty decent stretch, I want you to stay just like this. But if you want more sensation or you're not feeling enough with just this pose right here, you'll take your hands to the back of your left knee, lift your left foot up off the floor. Now, if you pick that option, you can interlace your fingers either behind the left knee or across the left shin. And then keep a nice flex to the right foot. That'll keep your right knee in good alignment. And all of your awareness goes to your right hip. You might even notice little pockets that feel closed or stuck. So send your breath there. What can you soften? What can you let go of? We're going to take one more inhale here. And then on the exhale, we're just going to take a twist. You don't have to change the position of your legs. Bring your arms out to the side like a T. Drop the knees over to the left. And think of your right shoulder blade as an anchor. So gently press it down to the mat, even if it doesn't touch all the way. Your gaze starts up at the ceiling where it can stay, but if it's okay on your neck, take your gaze away from your knees towards your right thumb. Remember that you can always take whatever twist you need. That means stacking the knees on top of each other or maybe extending the leg long. You can really choose whatever shape you want. Good, take one more inhale. On the exhale, come on back to center. We're gonna uncross, and then it'll be left ankle on top of right knee, pause. Notice how the left hip does. And then you can stay like this, or you can deepen by picking up the right foot and lifting it up off the floor. And as you settle down into your left side, it might feel different than the right, and that's okay, because we're not perfectly symmetrical human beings. We tend to have a tighter, stronger side and then a more flexible side. If this is your tighter, stronger side, don't muscle or force it. Use your breath and use gravity to open up. We're going to take one more inhale. On the exhale, we're going to go ahead and take that twist. You don't have to change the position of the legs. Just drop the knees over to the right. Arms out to the side. Left shoulder blade is the anchor. Gaze where your neck feels best. Good. Take one more inhale. On the exhale, bring the knees back to center, uncross, and then hug the knees in towards the chest. Now, it might feel nice here to sway side to side, or maybe even draw circles on the ceiling with your feet. Just take some movement here to give your low back a release. Take your hands behind the knees and rock and roll the length of your spine until you gain enough momentum to meet up in a seat. Good. And then in your easy seat, cross at the ankles, let the knees fall open wide. Take the palms of your hands to the tops of your knees, and then you're going to get to a little circle with your torso over your pelvis. You want to keep your sitting bones pressed down into the floor as you do this. Start the circle low and slow. Notice how your hips and low back are doing. And then if it's okay on the hips, let the circle get bigger and faster. If the hips feel tight, circle can stay slow and small. We'll all look a little different here. Good. Do one more in that direction. And come through center. Now you're going to change the cross of your legs. It might feel a little awkward. And we're going to take a tiny circle in the opposite direction that you started with. Hips stay grounded as you go. Circle can be slow and small or big and fast. It's up to you. Listen to what the body is telling you to do. Do one more in that direction and come through center. Very nice. Okay, now from here, we're going to make our way to hands and knees for tabletop, however you're comfortable getting there. Tabletop has a nice neutral spine. Think about stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees, and your next inhale is cow pose. Belly lowers and gaze goes forward. Your exhale is cat. Round your spine. Take your gaze down. Good. Do it again. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale to cat. Good. Now you can take the movements on your own breath. Feel free to stay a bit longer in one of the postures, especially if it gives your spine a nice stretch. You can stay with the cat-cow breaths, or you can take other movements to open up. Sometimes it feels nice to circle the hips or look over the shoulders. Basically, there's no right or wrong here. Just go where your body wants to go. If you find a tight spot, stay there for a few breaths. Work it out. Good. And then we're going to take a child's pose. Big toes touch, knees go wide. Send your hips toward your heels. Forehead can come down to the mat or a prop if you have one. Or you can do what I like to do. Make a little pillow out of your forearms. Rest your forehead down on your pillow. Consider child's pose your home base. And that means that you can take this pose anytime during class. If you become fatigued or lose your breath, I call it a pose and it's not working in your body tonight, know that you can take child's pose to reground and to reconnect. Take one more deep breath here. Fill your lungs and the back of your heart with air. And then open up your mouth, sigh all of your air out. All right, let's come back up to tabletop. We're going to find our first down dog. So you'll curl your toes, send your hips high, press your thighs back. It might feel nice to ease into this first one with movement. So go ahead and walk your dog with alternate heel presses or sway your hips from side to side. Really try to relax your neck. Nod your head yes a few times, shake it no. And just allow the crown of your head to be heavy. Good, now start to walk your hands back towards your feet. And you want to keep a nice bend into your knees to either bring your hands down to the floor or your hands can reach up and grab for opposite elbows. Allow the crown of the head to be weighted down so there's no tension in the neck. And you can take this pose in stillness or sway side to side to add movement. Good. Slowly come back to center, hands down to the floor. Now roll up to standing slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Neck and head are the last to come up. Nice. And then we're going to come to the top of the mat and start to link our breath with movement. So on your next inhale, bring your arms up and overhead. On your exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold over your legs. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Come back to that tabletop flat back. And then exhale, fold over your legs again. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. So we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, draw a circle with your hands. Exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your shin. Shine the crown of your head towards the front of your mat. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale your arms up. Exhale your hands to heart. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. So we're just going to add on from here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold and release. Plant your palms and step back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, come up high on your toes, shift forward to plank, the top of a push-up. On our exhale, we're going to come down to the mat. Know that you can bring your knees down first. Everything lowers, tops of the feet are flat, and then inhale to a baby cobra. Lift up your chest, roll your shoulder heads back, little to no weight in the hands. And then exhale, come down. Press up your hands and knees, find downward facing dog. Take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for the exhale, let it go. Inhale, come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, take tiny little steps to the top of your mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale your arms up and overhead. And then exhale, hinge and fold once more. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift to plank, pause. Exhale, lower down to the mat, knees lifted or lowered. Inhale to a cobra pose. Press down into the tops of the feet. And like a wave, lift your chest. Loop your shoulders at the top. Exhale, come down. Find downward facing dog to plank or tabletop. Good. Take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for the exhale. Let it go. Inhale, come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, hands come to shins. Exhale to fold. Inhale your arms up and overhead. And we'll do one more round. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale. Exhale. Plant your palms, step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, shift to plank pause. Exhale, lower all the way or halfway through chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog, you choose. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Good, take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for that exhale, let it go. Good, come on down to hands and knees. And then we're going to reach the right leg long and then lift the right foot up off the floor. You want the toes to point down so the hips stay neutral. And then on your inhale, press your right heel away from you like you're trying to kick a wall in the back of your foot. And then on your exhale, you're going to bend your right knee and stack your hips. Take your gaze past your right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Extend. Exhale, knee to chest, hold. Good. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend knees, stack hips. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, knee to chest, hold. Inhale, reach your right leg long. Exhale, reach your left fingertips forward. Now we're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand and knee comes down. Do a round of your cat-cow. Let that go. Left leg long. Left toes lift up off the floor and point down towards the mat. Inhale, press the heel away. Exhale, bend knees, stack hips, gaze past left shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, knee to chest, hold. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, bend knees, stack hips. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, knee to chest, hold. One more round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to chest, hold. Inhale, reach the right leg long. Exhale, or left leg long. Exhale, reach the right fingertips forward. We will hold for 3, 2, and 1. Hand and knee comes down. Sit back onto your heels. Let's roll out the wrists. A lot of weight bearing on the wrists. Let's get them nice and loose. Good. And then we're going to come back to tabletop and find downward facing dog. Inhale and reach right leg high and back. Exhale, bring your knee into your chest. Look forward. Bring your right foot to your right thumb for a lunge. Back knee comes down, back foot's flat. Inhale, bring your arms up and overhead for a low lunge. Press down into both of your feet. Let your tailbone get heavy and let your hips scoot forward. Exhale, we're going to take an open twist. Left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, spread your fingers wide to engage your arms. No spaghetti arms. Really engage. And then exhale, right hand to the back of left hip. Left arm's going to go up and overhead. Now gaze can be forward. If you want to work on balance, take your gaze up. Inhale the right arm up to meet the left. And then exhale your hands down to your heart. On your next inhale, you'll hover your torso forward. And then on the exhale, we're going to take a closed twist. So you'll hook the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press down into your hands as you roll your right shoulder open and back. Good, take one more inhale. And on your exhale, reframe your front foot. Curl your right toes and lift up to a lunge. Plant your hands and send your right leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale your back bend. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Inhale and reach left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward. Left foot to left thumb lunge. Back knee lowers, back foot's flat. Inhale, come up to a low lunge. Press down firmly into both of your feet. Exhale to your open twist. Right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, spread the fingers wide to engage your arms. And then exhale, right hand, left hand to the back of right hip, right arm up and over your ear. Gaze can be forward or take the gaze up to work on balance. Inhale, left hand up to meet right. Exhale, hands down to heart. Inhale, hover your torso forward. And then exhale, let's take that closed twist. Hook your right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Press down into your palms. Let the left shoulder roll open and back. And then align your chin with your fingertips, as if you were in seated meditation. That'll take the kinks out of your neck. Take one more inhale. Exhale, reframe your front foot with your hands. Curl your right toes and lift up to a lunge. Plant your hands, send the left leg back to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, your back bend, offer your heart. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Inhale, come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, so for this next one, you're going to bring your feet, and I'm going to kind of scoop my mat here. You're going to bring your feet wide to the edge of your mat. Heels and toes out. And then go ahead and sit down into your hips. Hands to the floor like you're a frog about to hop away. Now, we're going to take a squat here. And I like to use a prop underneath my sitting bones here. And I highly recommend this if your hips feel tight, or even if they don't. Sometimes it's just nice to have that support. Bring the palms of your hands together, and then bring your thumbs to your sternum. And then you're going to take your elbows, gently press the knees open, and make sure that there's length in your spine. Press your sitting bones down towards the mat or to your block, and then reach the crown of your head up. Plant your left hand down, twist your right arm open. And then come back to center. Plant your right hand down, twist your left arm open. And then come back to center. Hands come down to the mat, hips go up towards the ceiling, and then you'll walk your feet back into hip width. Good. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Plant your palms. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale and reach your right leg high and back. On your exhale, bend your knee and stack your hips. It might feel nice to circle your ankle or even your knee here. But if you prefer stillness, let the right heel get heavy to the left side of the mat. And you'll feel that top hip fan open. Re-square hips, bring knee into chest, look forward. Bring your foot between your thumbs, back heel drops. Inhale, the left arm's going to guide you up to a warrior two. Now on the exhale, take a moment to adjust your stance. Can you bring your front thigh more parallel to the mat? And then let the tailbone drop. Reach your fingers so far away from you, it feels like your arms could grow another inch. Keep that length in your arms. Relax your shoulders down your back. Good, look forward, flip your right palm, and then reverse your warrior. Right arm up and over your ear. Back hand can rest lightly on back leg. Exhale, come back. Straighten your front leg. Bring your back heel in a click. And then start to reach forward slowly. When you can't reach anymore, we're going to take triangle pose. Bottom hand down, top arm twist open. If you have a prop, It can go underneath your hand to bring the floor closer to you. Press down firmly into both feet. Gaze can either be down or up towards your top hand. Whatever's best on the neck tonight. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, you're coming back up to a warrior two. Good. Bring your hands to your hips, straighten your front leg. All 10 toes are going to point to me. Tee out your arms. Press down onto your feet as you hinge forward and fold. Hands coming down to the mat or maybe one of your props. Good. Shift all of the weight to the ball bones of your feet. This is going to send your tailbone high. And then allow the crown of your head to be heavy. Soft micro bend to your knees. Notice where the sensation starts to build here. And then send your breath there. Inhale, come up to a flat back, lift up halfway. And then you're going to walk your hands to the top of the mat and pivot your feet into in your lunge again. Plant your hands, send your right leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. Inhale and breathe left leg high and back. Exhale, bend knees, stack hips. If you like movement, take it. If you prefer stillness, find it. Re-square hips, bring knee into chest, look forward. Left foot between your thumbs, back heel drops. Inhale, the right arm guides you up to a warrior two. I'm going to turn so you can see me. And then exhale, adjust your stance. Front thigh more parallel to the mat, tailbone heavy. Fingers reach away, shoulder blades move down your back. Look forward, flip your left palm, reverse your warrior. And exhale, come back. Straighten your front leg, bring your back heel in a click and start to reach forward slowly. When you can't reach anymore, triangle pose. Bottom arm down, top arm open. Remember, you can use a prop underneath your hand if you'd like. You want to engage your feet so that your legs are engaged as well. So press down so firmly that it feels like you're going to bring your front heel and your back arch together, but they're not going to move because you're on a sticky mat. Good, take an inhale. Exhale, come on back. Warrior two. Good, straighten your hands and hips, straighten your front leg. All 10 toes to me. And then shorten your stride by about a footprint. Heels and toes out. You're going to sit down into your hips. Hands can rest on your legs. And you'll just sway side to side here. Use this movement to check in, again, with how your low body is feeling. That's the focus tonight. Our hips and a little bit of low back. Now, when you come back to center, tailbone drops as crown of the head reaches up. Keep that length in your spine. Take an inhale. Exhale. Dip your right shoulder forward, gaze to the left. Come back to center. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, drop the left shoulder forward, gaze to the right. Come back to center. Bring your hands to your heart and slowly start to splash up and straighten your legs. Nice. All right. Back heel drops. Toes are going to point to the front of the mat. Warrior two, inhale. Exhale, sweep down to lunge. Step your left leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, your back bend. And then exhale, press back to a well-deserved child's pose. Come back to the breath, to the slow and steady rhythm of breath we established at the beginning of class. Rescan your body And if you notice any lingering muscle tension, try to soften those areas now. Take one more deep breath here. Fill your lungs, the back of your heart with air. Open up your mouth, sigh all of your air out. Good. Press up to hands and knees. Find downward facing dog. Inhale, come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. So we're going to do a balance pose, but it's also a hip opener. We're going to do a figure four. So bring your feet to hip width distance apart. Hands are going to come to hips. You're just going to hover your right knee in front of you like so. Then you're going to cross the right ankle on top of the left knee and pause. Bring your hands to your heart. Press down firmly into your left foot as you reach the crown of your head up. And this might be the challenge right here. You can stay right here. Work on the hip opening and the balance. Or you can sit down into your hips for a deeper stretch. If you decide to sit, there's going to be a point in which your hips kind of go, okay, this is where you stop. Listen to them. Once you stop, reach the fingers forward. We'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up with control. Let's float the right foot down and take a moment to shake the left leg out. Good. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. All right, hands to hips. Hover the left foot in front of you. Cross the left ankle on top of the right knee. Pause. Bring your hands to your heart. Press down firmly into the right foot. Reach the crown of the head up. You can stay here or start to sit. Once again, there's this point, if you decide to sit, where your body can't go any further. When you reach that point, pause. Fingers go forward. We'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With control, come back up. Extend the left leg. Float it down. Nice. Shake out your right leg. Beautiful. Come to the top of the mat. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Plant your palms. Step back. Downward facing dog. Take an inhale as we hold. Stay for that exhale. Let it go. Come on down to hands and knees. And we're going to take a forward fold here. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall open wide. Now, where you could use a prop here, you could take pillows, blocks, anything that adds height. You could stack them to the arches of your feet, and again, on any height, so that when you start to hinge forward, your forehead kind of has a place to rest. Okay, so that's option 1 if you're using props. Option 2, you'll bring one block behind your heels, and once again, forehead down. Option 2, maybe you don't want to use props at all. In that case, with a nice tall spine, you'll start to hinge forward at your hips. Good. As soon as the gaze drops, you have an option to deepen by walking your fingers away from you and letting your spine round. The whole reason we do forward folds is to stretch the entire length of your spine. In this case, we're also getting a good hip stretch. Take a moment to notice where you're holding your stress tonight. Is it the back of your neck or the space between your shoulder blades? Maybe it's your low back or your hips. Wherever that tension is, see what you can soften as we hold the pose. Stay with the inhales and stay with the exhales. You're going to take one more inhale. On the exhale, you're slowly going to lift your chest up. And then just go ahead, straighten your legs, give them a little shake. And from here, we'll counter that with a seated twist. So come into an easy seat. Bring your right hand behind you, your left hand to your right knee. This is going to allow your right shoulder to roll open and back. And you'll either have your gaze past the right shoulder, or you can align your chin with your chest if your neck feels compromised. Never want to compromise the neck in a twist. Always be mindful. Good. Take one more inhale. And exhale. Come through center. Good. All right, let's go to the other side. Left hand behind you, right hand to left knee. This allows the left shoulder to roll open and back. Please take your gaze where your neck feels best. Good. Take one more inhale. Exhale. Come through center. Give your legs a little shake here. We are going to come down to our back. We're going to do it slowly with just a little control. Shimmy the bum to the middle of the mat. Reach the fingers forward, roll the shoulders back, and then pull your low belly up and in. Slow with control, we're coming down to the floor. When you get all the way down, take a nice good morning stretch. Reach through fingertips, reach through toes, circle out wrists and circle out ankles. And then bring your hands down by your side, bend your knees. You're going to start to walk your feet back until your middle fingers can brush up against your heels or as close as you can get. And then in this shape, we're going to add a little movement. So on your next inhale, press down into your feet, lift your hips, sweep your arms up and overhead. On your exhale, hips and hands are going to lower slowly down to the mat. One vertebrae at a time. And as soon as hips and hands reach the mat, the next inhale is going to bring you up again. So now you're on your own breath rhythm. The inhales take you up. The exhales lower you to the mat. Good. Let's go ahead and do one more round here. That last inhale sweeps you open. The exhale lowers you to the mat slowly with control. Good. Now from here, stack your right knee on top of your left. So it's not going to be ankle to knee. It's knee on top of knee, like you're sitting on a chair. Lift up your feet and then reach up, grab for what's available to you. Maybe your knees, your shins, your ankles, even your toes. Pull down a little bit here. This is going to target the outer hips. Good. Now we're going to bring it down. Plant the feet. Reach your fingertips up. Press your shoulders down. And then cross the right elbow on top of the left so your hands can reach down and hug your shoulders. Continue to squeeze your inner legs in towards each other so you get that outer hip stretch. And then also continue to hug your shoulders with your hands. Good. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, go ahead and undo the cross of your arms and your legs. And we're just going to go to the other side. Left knee stacks on top of right. Lift up. Reach for what's available. Pull down. And wherever the sensation is the strongest, that's where you send the breath. Go ahead and release your feet down to the floor again, but the knees stay stacked. Fingers reach up, shoulders press down. Now cross the left elbow on top of the right so your arms can reach down and your hands can hug your shoulders. Good. Take one more inhale. And exhale, undo the cross of your legs and your arms. Good. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let the knees fall open wide. Bring your hands to your belly, right below your belly button. Notice when you inhale how your belly rises underneath your hands. And when you exhale, how your belly lowers and moves away from your hands. And that's your only job. To pay attention to the rise and the fall of your breath. Just notice what you notice here and feel what you feel. There's no right, there's no wrong. There's just curiosity, no judgment. And then you can stay with your hands down to your belly if that helps you stay connected with breath. But if you want to stretch your side body a little bit, reach your arms up and overhead so that your hands can locate opposite elbows. And then instead of breathing in your belly, deep in the bellies, think about expanding your breath to your rib cage. Make those intercostal muscles work for you. Those are the muscles that wrap around the rib cage. And when they become strong, you breathe more efficiently. Now slowly take your hands to the outside of your knees. Close your knees together. Hug the knees in towards the chest. It might feel nice to sway side to side. You can keep knees in the chest or take a happy baby. So for happy baby, grab for the sides of the feet with your hands. Pull the hips down. And again, if you take happy baby, you can continue to sway side to side. Just be playful. This is your opportunity to give your low back a little massage. And then release your knees or your feet. Let the legs go long. We'll set up for our final pose, our rest pose. You want to take a moment to shift your hair, your body, and your clothes. Get as comfortable as you can in this position. Allow the breath to be easy. So come back to the natural, spontaneous breath with no effort. Just in and out. And feel how the mat and the floor supports you. The back of your head, the base of your skull gently presses down to the mat. Feel the weight of your shoulders underneath you, the weight of your glute muscles, and the weight of your heels pressing down into the mat. You are supported. What can you soften? What can you let go of? If you have more time to devote to your rest pose, I highly recommend another 5 to 10 minutes. If you're ready to be guided out, wiggle your fingers and your toes and sway your head from side to side. Bring your knees into your chest. Roll over to whatever side, left or right, just pause there. Use the strength of your top arm to press up to a seat. And then when you come back to a seat, bring the palms of the hands together, press the thumbs into the sternum. Feel your heartbeat underneath your thumbs. I want to thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this evening, and I hope to see you again next week. Take care.